What is going on? I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for stopping by for another 10-minute treasure from Galadon, my fellow fans of Clash of Clans. All right, today we are talking about the return of the Yeti. Now, many of you say that the Yeti never went away, but I will tell you this, that until recently, the top level gameplay in Clash of Clans, Champion 1, World Championship style attacks have not included as many Yetis as the main brunt attacking force in these attacks. So what we're going to do is look at these attacks today and talk about how, well, maybe the rest of us could use this, because some actual top players will avoid these attacks because they're a little bit spammy. We will check out, of course, the funnel and the fact that they're using the Warden Walk. Notice right here as we freeze it, the Warden Walk completed that funnel on the left-hand side, and then on the right, we also have that area completely cleared out so that the Yetis can head right down the center along with the bowlers, and you've got a clear path cut out for them because of the funnel and, of course, the jump spells. Remember, units won't use jump spells because you put them in front of them. They will use the jump spell because there's nowhere else to go. It creates that path of less resistance, and you've got to still funnel even if you are using a jump spell. Now, we have seen a lot of attacks like this being used with earthquake spells, but I'm going to go ahead and call the earthquake spell with Yetis and bowlers and P.E.K.K.A.s, that's more of a 100 IQ attack, right? That's just standard, you know, I blast these walls out of the way and send everybody in. With the jump spell, that definitely increases the IQ of the attack, but no, I'm not going to go use the overused 300 IQ thing, because I don't think it is. That's one of the points behind this attack, is that the spam of those ground troops rolling around, the Yeti mites popping stuff, the bowlers reaching over walls, makes it a lot easier to crush some of these bases. And right now, offense is so heavily weighted, so heavily favored, that you're going to see more 3 stars at Town Hall 13 than I think we've seen in a long time. And until the next update, should it bring offense and defense into balance, I think that you're going to be seeing a ton of 3 stars, especially in top level competition. And also, remember, many of us are attacking bases that aren't necessarily fully maxed out Town Hall 13s. That makes an attack strategy like this even that much stronger, and definitely we can learn some pointers from these players today, dropping these Yetis and smashing through bases, mostly using jump spells. So Aiden, this was actually an attack against Tribe Gaming. Nick from Tribe Gaming was nice enough to let me share his base with the world, but that is the thing about Tribe Gaming. They are constantly altering and revising these bases, making them unexpected and harder to 3-star, or at least they're doing their best against the very strong offense. Next up, we go back to Tribe on the attack, and it's EveJack with one of his multiple accounts in Tribe, going in with the similar attack strategy. So we'll watch the Warden Walk, and you'll see the use of the Warden very popular because of that extended range. And you know what else I wish they would extend the range on? How about the 7 days that use code Galadon lasts, right? It seems like such a short period of time. It's like the Archer Queen, whereas the Warden would be like if it lasted for 30 days. But either way, thank you guys that are using code Galadon. I appreciate it, and I am giving back 50% to you and to charity every single month. And remember, it does not cost you a penny. Okay, so back to the attack, and yes, the funnel working out really well for EveJack right here. Again, you'll see as it's going to be very clear. There is no choice where these Yetis and bowlers go. They're going right down the middle of this base. And again, the jump spells will be very precise in placement, making sure those units follow through. So we'll get ready to freeze the frame here in a moment as the Warden finally gets rid of the scatter shot, and there you go right there. The Warden cleared out that entire box, and now you have a beautiful funnel on the left and on the right. Nowhere else for everybody else to roll but right up the middle. Also, remember the bowlers will often reach over those walls, so say the wizard tower there that's right by the Archer Queen. The bowlers will reach out and touch that wizard tower. They don't need to go through that wall, and that also helps this attack stay on point, stay on focus, and roll right in through the jump spell, as you can see. And remember, that second jump spell so often is being used as what I call an exit strategy jump spell. That means it's used after the fact, after the units have gotten to the core. You want to get that 3-star, you've got to keep them from being clogged right in the middle. And there you can see right by the other scatter shot, EveJack drops a jump spell that spans 5 different enclosures. That gives all of the ground units access to just about every single remaining defense in the core of this base. Also, you might have noticed the siege barracks went down kind of to the right of where that initial funnel side was. They're just going to help clean up right there. Then hog riders came out of the siege barracks, picked up all of those remaining defenses that were kind of straggling there on the right-hand side. And while it might appear that EveJack doesn't have a lot of units left, check out the right-hand side. The P.E.K.K.A., the gang of wizards, the Yetis, the bowlers, the healers keeping them up, the royal champion, the queen used her ability, got through a couple more defenses, and even the hog riders out of the siege barracks are still working overtime. And yes, EveJack is going to stomp this base, drop in the freeze spell. That makes sure that the royal champion survives a little bit longer and helps wipe out those final defenses. And it's another OP win for Tribe Gaming, but also for the rest of us, because we can definitely learn. And I'll admit to you guys, I'm even considering moving out of my hybrid safety net and maybe trying something different. If I do, I'm thinking we might go back to this, and maybe we'll include earthquake spells instead of jump spells. But, you know, it's much more economical. If you're going to use the jump spells, remember, that's going to save 2 additional spell space, and that can make a huge difference. So let's take a close look this time at the Warden Walk and the way that this works out, the extended range from that Warden, clearing out those buildings as EveJack again uses the lightning spells and the earthquake to help with the funnel. So yes, this is a zap Yeti smash, but you'll notice there's going to be 3 separate areas that are kind of funneled for those ground units. I think that his idea here was to get the Warden Walk to connect the gap created by the lightning and the earthquake spells there, as you can see, and it is sort of going to work. The Warden actually doesn't eventually clear out everything. The double cannon will remain, but an important part of this attack is to get the Warden to rejoin the ground force. So here come the Yetis even before the funnel is complete, but look at the right-hand side of the base. The Barbarian King and the siege barracks have gone down. So now we can take a closer look at these funnels and see that there were actually 3 spots. So the Warden, the lightning and earthquake spells, and then way over on the right-hand side after the Yetis have already gone down is the Barbarian King and siege barracks' responsibility to get this little alleyway done. And what that does as we resume the battle is keeps the Yetis, keeps those ground units focused in a narrow pathway. And remember, that's going to help out for freezes, for rages, getting them in there, and of course underneath the Warden's wing of his ability right as they roll in after the town hall. And there again, that beautiful exit strategy jump spell spans 5 different enclosures. That's going to get his units all the way out to the back end there, and the far Inferno Tower, and of course the scatter shot. Surprisingly, EveJack never really worries about the Eagle Artillery. That's going to be one of the last defenses to go down, but with this many units pounding through the center and underneath that Warden's aura, that is going to make a huge difference. And look at everybody just go flying in there under rage. The Barbarian King flying through buildings, and in no time they will actually be onto the Eagle Artillery. And remember again, you've got the range from the Archer Queen, the range from the bowlers bouncing over and through walls that is going to take buildings out that may be outside of that jumped area. And sure enough, the Eagle is down before the wall is, and you can see that the writing is on the proverbial wall right now as EveJack is going to crush this base. But then again, I wouldn't have chosen the attack if he wasn't, right? But yeah, EveJack showing again the versatility that Tribe has, so many different attacks under their belt. And it is exciting to watch something like this when you're getting so used to seeing Zap Lalo or Hybrid being used again and again and again. Why not get back to the fundamentals of ground, as so many defensive bases have kind of tightened up? They're more closely grouped now. They're not trying to avoid air and electro dragons as much, so that's why ground has suddenly become so very effective. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the episode. That means you are the true hashtag GalaFam, and I love thinking about it, appreciate every single one of you every single day. So make the best of the rest of your day. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet. And of course, I will hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon! Galadon! You said that so slow at the end. Is something wrong?